Hello everybody, this is Jolly here. I'm going to run you through some Diablo 3 tips for the Demon Hunter on Inferno. Now, since the newest patch, you can't really run around and get killed anymore, so you have to be really conservative. So the only way to really make any money is by doing Act 1. And right here I'm going to show you the easiest way I know of to complete Act 1 without dying. Because you die 10 times now, you're going to have a pretty expensive repair bill. So you got to be really careful with how you're killing these mobs. You have to kill them without dying, and that's pretty much the only way to do it. So I'm going to show you a couple different groups I had to deal with. These are the molten fast, let's see, they jail you, vortex. Okay, so to deal with these, to get out of the vortex, you gotta have Smokescreen. That's a given. And what I'm using here to slow them down is the entanglement shot with the 6 hatred per second, so that way I can also fear them. And fearing, you lose DPS instead of using like the lightning ball or something like that, or traps. But you don't have to be constantly running, so you can just keep hitting them with fear and they end up running away. Even if they're fast, they run fast in the opposite direction, so it works out. And whenever you're hunting for these elite packs, always check every little dungeon area, because you never know, you might find one there. You don't really care about completing the quest, it's just about finding these elite packs and getting your magic find stack up to 5. So let's see what the next pack is going to be here. And try to make sure your hatred is full whenever you encounter that first pack. So here we got mortars. You always got to be moving around against these mortars. We got ice and arcane lasers. So this one's a bitch. Alright, so for the mortars, you have to smoke screen these, and you have to constantly be moving out of the way of these ice beams and the lasers. If you get hit by those arcane lasers, you're probably going to die unless you have a good amount of vitality. But luckily this guy's not very fast, so you can slow him down with your entangling shot and hit him with the screaming skull to keep him away, so you're not constantly backpedaling. You can keep pushing him back. So that's what you just gotta do. Dodge these lasers, use your smoke screen, and just keep hitting him with that elemental skull. And eventually you'll take him out, collect up all his goodies, and then we move on to the next guy. Whenever you see these random events, I'll always do those, because there's almost always an elite pack. It usually comes with some extra baggage, so you might have to clear out some other guys first. But, you know, just try to be conservative with your discipline here. Try to use Vault to get out of the way of things, because you're going to need that discipline for this guy, whoever it is. Alright, what do we got here? You know, whenever you get Vortex, make sure you use that smoke screen if they're coming close. Don't panic and just use your smoke screen just because you've been jailed by that little hexing thing. Just make sure you need it. And try to use Vault. Vault is much cheaper than Smokescreen if you're trying to get away. And I use the Vault with Tumble, so if you need to vault twice in a row, you get a cheaper vault the second time. And you can get a lot of distance between you and your enemy whenever you use Vault twice. Another thing to keep in mind here, whenever you're fighting these packs, if you know there's a pack here, which I knew there was going to be, it's a good idea to clear out an area that you can circle around and just keep kiting these guys along. I didn't clear it out. I mean, there was a couple enemies, but it was no big deal. Luckily, these guys aren't even moving right here. Here you go. And you hit them with this Fear Skull, and they just keep running away. They get close, but they throw a wall in front of you and mess up your shot. But it's okay. Just make sure you hit them with an entangling shot to slow them down. Use your smoke screen when necessary. Once your discipline's running low, it's usually after about 2 smoke screens. If you need to do another quick smoke screen, make sure you use your preparation so you can get that discipline back. Now if you have a high amount of discipline, I would say use preparation with the backup plan rune. So that way you get a chance that it doesn't even get used, a 30% chance. And you can just use preparation again immediately. But if you have a low amount, I'd say use Focus Mind because you get more discipline for your use because it gives you 45 discipline over 15 seconds. If you use your discipline wisely, you can just kind of wait it out and you'll get your preparation to recharge if you just keep running around. My one's already 3/4 of the way recharged and I still have 2 guys left. Some of these battles are going to take a long time and you gotta kite them for a while. But also keep track of your hatred. You don't want to be shooting shots that aren't either the Entangling or your elemental arrow. Alright, so here we got Molten, you got Electric. You just gotta move your way through these Electric, try to keep your distance. They're easier to dodge from far away. And Molten you always have to be moving because they will drop those area damage things around you. And don't get in the middle of them, just keep running away. You want to try to never run between them, just run away because they leave such a crazy amount of molten trail and that stuff will kill you quick. It's a matter of like a couple hits because most demon hunters have really low vitality. I just use my preparation, get my discipline back. You see I keep using Vault, it's so much cheaper to use that than to use Smokescreen. In this case it's really helpful for these guys because they're not really doing much to hit me with range except for that electric thing, but it's pretty easy to dodge. Now the last one is one of the worst situations you can run into. The reflect damage is a nightmare, so the only way to use it or to get around it is by using the shadow power with Gloom. You can actually do enough damage and heal yourself at the same time. So otherwise, you're screwed with this guy. You can't kill him because you're hurting yourself as you're doing this. And he's also hit me with a couple of these ice things. Luckily, I have a decent amount of health where they don't kill me in one hit. But you gotta be wary of these lights or the ice. That does a lot of damage. And it'll wall you in with ice, so you gotta use your smoke screen at the right time. Hopefully after a while you'll find some new gear that you can use, because there's a 3% chance you'll find Act 3 or 4 gear here. If you're like me, you'll get really lucky and find a super rare green belt. But anyways, that's it. If you want more videos like this, like and subscribe. I'm out.